Facebook, Amazon, Twitch, everything. Right, Jeremy? We're gonna do some unboxing today. Look at this. Look at this, guys. We got the power
First of
supply.
all, is that yours or mine?
We get the same one, so we can make this one either one. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Oh, we have the
Yeah.
same power supply?
Yeah, we have the same power supply. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
today we are unboxing a Seasonic power supply. This thing right here, we just got it in the mail. We got one for Jeremy, one for myself, because we're building some amazing PCs. Hello guys, and welcome to Utechpia. Basically, we're gonna unbox this baby right here, but first let's talk about it and show you guys that it is in stock right now on Amazon. Actually, an even better version is in stock right now. I got this one for us, me and Jeremy. We bought this July 19, and it was in stock only for like 1 day. And I made a video on it, and all sold out. Now you can get it for $211. Don't do that. In fact, a better one to get is this one right here, 850 watt power supply, and it's only $139. I'm kind of tempted to even return this one and get that one, but nah, we don't really need 850 watt, do we?
That's a overkill.
Yeah,
But I like how they lay out everything. It looks pretty
Yes.
cool. The
Yeah.
picture like that.
That's what we have here too. All of ours is laid out here, so we're gonna unbox it and take a look at all the
Sweetie, sweet. They give you
Yes.
cable ties too?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they get everything. This is a really premium power supply, guys. I mean, it's fully modular. So what that means is you install only the cables you need, and even the ones they know you need, you don't have to worry about it. You know, like how they have semi-modular power supply.
So before we go into all this, can I ask you one quick question?
Yes.
I think a lot of people ask.
Yeah.
How important it is to have a good power supply for your
Extremely
PC?
important. Yes. Well, you can get away with a cheap one, and as long as it's enough power regulated, then you're fine. If your power supply isn't enough regulated power, then as your computer needs that power, it's just going to shut down because your power supply can't handle it. And then if you have an efficient power supply, like this is the 80, this one is the 80 plus gold, that means it's more efficient, meaning it converts power from your AC wall to your DC that the computer uses more efficiently. And more efficiently means it's not wasted as heat. And wasted energy means you're not going to get the best value of your power to your computer. In other words, you're going to spend more money to get the same amount of power in your computer.
You know, I think you taught me one thing. Is like if you look at a product and you see the rating, this guy has like 4.5 star. I mean 4.5 stars, and then 5,800 plus ratings.
Oh yeah.
It gotta be good.
Yeah, we're talking about a really premium power supply. Seasonic is like the top of the line power supply brand. They've been making these power supplies for years, and they're very high quality. In fact, they give this a 10-year warranty. 10-year on a power supply. This is not something that they put on all of their lines. They have lower end line that they don't have 10-year warranty. So this is like their high end, almost top of the line power supply. There's one more that's crazier. That's like the Platinum series. We're not gonna get that one because at that point it doesn't make sense to buy it because it's just way
We have a Amazon customer comment.
Yes. I think you should make a power supply with a built-in coaster because it always heats up the matcha latte on it. That is true. These do get pretty hot, but not the Seasonic one. These ones run really cool. In fact, check this out. It runs so cool that the fan doesn't need to turn on. So they have what's called...
Well, also we talked about fans earlier in our earlier video, so we know about that. We're gonna have the cool, not just the look, but the coolest computer we're gonna have.
That's right. The coolest, as in cool, and also heat-wise, right? Double cool. So check this out. This graph shows the profile of the fan on your power supply. So the power supply, obviously, is there a picture of it? Yeah, right here. There's a picture of it, and there's obviously a big fan on top, right? And that fan, as you know, a cheap power supply will run and it'll be noisy. This one has a fanless mode. So when you're using between 0 to 30% load, it's not even going to turn on a fan because it's so cool it doesn't even need it. Between 30 to 50% load, it's going to be in silent mode, which means it's stable at this RPM here. It's just kind of almost inaudible. And then between 50% load to 100% load, then it starts to ramp up accordingly. And this is called cooling mode.
Is low supposed to be funny? I think they find that funny though.
Load?
Yeah, low LLL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a big load. Yeah. We're talking about the load on the power supply.
So is this good for video games? The video gamers
yes, yes, absolutely. Because if you guys are using RTS graphics card like the 2080, 2080 Ti, 2080 Super, even the 270 or the Radeon 5700 XT, right? All the super power hungry graphics card, you need a power supply like this. And especially if you're overclocking your graphics card, you're overclocking your CPU, good power supply means you have more stable current flow into your component, which means you'll overclock better. It's cleaner power.
Oh, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah, and any of those power hungry GPUs, you need a big power supply. Like you can look at how much those GPUs use. For example, if you search for the RTX 2080 Ti, how much power consumption does it take? This is crazy. It takes up to 277 watt or almost 280
just
watt
for this
just
big
for
card?
the GPU, right? And then you add your CPU, which if you have, for example, let's say a 3950X CPU power consumption, so that was like about 300, right? And then your CPU.
So just the GPU itself, it took like 1/4 of the power away from it.
Right, and then
that not counting on the hard drive, your motherboard, your CPU, your stand.
Yes.
I don't know what else you put in there,
so
but
when you're gaming, you definitely need a good power supply, and you can get away with a cheap one. But why? If you get away with a cheap one, you have to deal with like replacing it because this one has a 10-year warranty. You know it's gonna last for a long time. If you get a cheap one, they might last for a few years and they might go out on you. Also, if they go out on you, it can also take your whole system with you because it's a static pressure.
So Amazon customer said that I'm actually on a 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
Do you think I can put like a 400 watts on the Fanless mode?
No, I don't think so. Because basically, if you have a 400 watt power supply, 400 watt, and if you want to be in Fanless mode, you can only be using 30% load. So what's 30% of 400? It's very low. So let me pull up my calculator real quick right here. So if you have a 400 watt power supply and you're only at 30%, you're in Fanless mode only to 120 watt. You can actually be in silent mode up to 50%. So if you're only drawing 200 watt, you can be in silent mode. But with your graphics card, the 2080 Ti itself draws almost 280 watts by itself. And then you have your CPU too. So
okay, no wonder. So, oh no.
Yeah.
So if my current computer right now, I want to upgrade my
graphics card.
I'll also have to upgrade my power supply too.
Because I believe you probably have a 400, 500 watt power supply, and your computer, we're not going to put like a super crazy graphics card on it. We'll be okay. Because,
okay.
Yeah, because you also have to keep in mind that when you're gaming, guess what your CPU is not doing?
Calculating.
Yeah, it's not working too hard. So the majority of the usage is your graphics card. And vice versa, if you're like in Photoshop and everything, the majority of the power usage is your CPU and not your graphics card. So you always want to have an overestimation.
The newest update, they kind of put the GPU to work too.
Sure, and the kind of, it's just like probably 20% load or not. Not much.
So in what scenario that both the CPU and GPU will work at the same time as heavy load?
Stress testing.
So that's not really a thing then.
It's not realistic. But you always want to have that margin of safety, right? And then also you need to know your power supply is also not fully efficient too, because you have other things that are running in your system, like your hard drives are running, you're powering your fans, you're also powering your motherboard, you're also powering any PCI cards, and your SSD, your M2 SSD. So it's powering other things as well.
So a gamer is asking us, what gaming do you do?
What gaming do? We do a lot of Street Fighter. I personally play some Quake Champions, and we are starting to get into some of more graphics intensive games like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and potentially Assassin's Creed. That one is.
I personally got a Nintendo Switch. I do some RPG games. Octopath Traveler, one's my favorite. And then I recently got Animal Crossing just to see what the hell
Animal Crossing
about it. But I haven't really building up island yet.
Yes.
And I think we both might looking into getting the Street Fighter. PlayStation 5. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think I will try the GTA in that game.
Oh.
I do play First Strike long time ago.
We should play some Third Strike. We should bring it back. We should play some Third Strike. We can get the Street Fighter Champion Edition, Anniversary Edition. I think there's Third Strike in there. And I think
do they?
Yeah. And I think we can do multiplayer. It'll be pretty cool. It will be pretty cool. You know what's cool about consoles like PlayStation though? If you were to build a PC with the same spec as a PlayStation 5, I cannot do it for under $1,000 because the graphics card on the PS5 is going to be equivalent to a 2080 Ti. And that graphics
Did you see that video I
alone,
sent you earlier about the PC patient?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's legit because you know the reason why consoles can make really powerful console at a really low cost, it's called economy of scale. Basically, Sony or Xbox or Microsoft, they have a contract license with all the graphics card, all the CPU manufacturer, and they say we need like a million of these chips, right? So then they can get it for like a cheaper cost. But if we each buy one and the retail package and everything, that's why it costs a lot. So that's why PC Master.
But I think the fact that if you have a PC and eventually the newer games comes out with newer standard, then you can always upgrade at least.
Yeah.
But on a console, you can't. You just have to buy new consoles.
Right. But the cool thing about a console is that it lasts a long time. A console will probably last 5-6 years.
Okay, so what I like about console before is that it turns on fast, turn off fast.
Yes.
But that's before.
Not
right
anymore.
now with all the pace, it's still loading like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes if I have a PC has an SSD drive up front, I mean, I could build even faster than the console.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was the only plus that I was like, I want to play instantly, right?
Yeah.
But now the day like you saw me, I never turn off my computer, so I sit down and just turn on the game, I just stop playing, right?
Yes.
So that means nothing. So I see
my mic
the
is
PC
low.
rocks.
Thank you. Let me turn up my mic. That is a good call. Hang on.
What?
Is my mic so low? Oh, my mic's really loud now.
Really loud.
Yeah. How's it now? Test. Oh, it's good now. Thank you so much for saying my mic is low. I did not know that. Thank you. Now,
How about me? Am I good?
Say something, Jeremy. Normal voice.
Say something.
Yeah, you're good. Let me bump up your volume just a tad. I think we're both good now. Thank you so much for letting us know our volume is low. Sometimes that happens. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. Yes.
Oh, you could actually put an SSD in your PS3. I did not know that.
Yes, you can put an SSD in the PS3 so it loads faster. And you can
I wonder
put
if they do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if this PlayStation 5 can do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now PlayStation 5, I think you can only replace the SSD that's already in there. You can replace it with
getting a digital version or the one with the I don't know, DVD drive?
I'm getting the digital version. It's cheaper and it looks cleaner without the drive. But you know,
it requires faster internet to download the crap though.
We got gigabit internet, so we're all good. We're good.
And then if your hard drive crash, you got nothing. There's no backup.
Well, you have your subscription, so you have your account, so you can still download it again. But SSDs don't crash, or rather, I should say they rarely crash. So SSDs are much more reliable than hard drive.
They say rarely.
Yeah, they rarely crash.
Never say never.
Yeah. But see, so PC gaming has one advantage is that you can also play. You can also do work on your PC, right? You can also use Facebook. You can also do YouTube. You can also do
work. Can you actually work and play at the same time?
No, but with the PlayStation 5, you can't work on that machine. Period.
True.
Right? And also, when new games come out on a PC, just say 5 years later, you buy a new game on your PC, it might not run so well on your PC because your graphics card is 5 years old. But if you're buying a PS5 game 5 years later, it's going to run fine on your PlayStation 5.
We have a professional gamer in the house.
Ooh, damn. Gaming is his work. I go hard, baby.
Man. I want to be part of that.
Dude, we can't compete with these guys, man. We are rookie gamers. We're rookie gamers.
You gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah. But anyway, let's unbox this bad boy right here and let's see what we got. So here's the power supply. It's brand new, unopened, all sealed.
Oh, I love you too.
This one is a GX-750 750 watt power supply by Seasonic. This is a focus one. This is fully modular, and it's got the hybrid fan control mode. Remember we said basically if it's on
modular, it's kind of new to me. Back then, all the power supply can't even unplug anything. That's all it. It requires a lot of cable management to put it that way.
Yeah, modular, fully modular is sweet. Semi-modular is okay. Semi-modular means the main cable that you know you're gonna need for sure, like the one that connects to your motherboard, is permanently attached. Yes.
Someone said they love you.
Love you, boys. Yeah, we love you too, man. Right on. Thanks for checking out the stream. Make sure you hit the star. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/utechpia. Also follow Jeremy at youtube.com/pixelstabbers. And yeah, we show the love, you show the love. Come and we have fun together.
Wait, how do you do the heart again?
The hearts? Boom.
Hey,
boom. There you go. Yeah, so fully modular power supply is great because all the cables are modular, obviously. Semi-modular power supply are good too, but you know what semi-modular means is that the main ones, like the motherboards, are always attached, so you have like a cable always coming out of your power supply, which is okay, but during installation it kind of gets cumbersome, right? This one I can just install a power supply, then I can plug in a cable later. Whereas if you have a semi-modular or just a normal power supply that's not even modular, then you have to deal with all the
you
cables.
may want to answer this, David.
Yes. So
I don't quite get
Amazon
that.
Customer says, yeah, a lot of older Crystal power supplies were semi-modular and they had the horrible 24 the 24 cable that was like 10 feet long and 7 different colors. Exactly. So you can't, they're there. You can't get rid of them. You gotta tuck them away, and then now you have a big bulge in the back of your case. It just gets messy. So that's why we went with fully modular, and it doesn't cost that much, especially for the price you pay for this bad boy right here, especially if you get like the 850 watt one, which is available right now on Amazon. You can order it right now. And 850 watt is so sweet because guess what? If you're using half of that at like 425 watt, you're at the silent mode. You're at the silent mode right here, 50% load. So you're always like chilling right here. Your power
silent mode is not fanless, right?
No, it's spinning, but you can't even hear the fan. It's like very slow spinning. Yeah. Yeah, and then also, this is an important graph to know too when you're buying power supply. We're going to look at the darker curve here because most of us are at 150 watt. Just know that a power supply is most efficient at 50% load.
Hold on, wait, there's a darker line there? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see. The top line is slightly lighter, and that's 230 volts. And then the bottom line is 115 volt. So, but either one, the power supply is obviously most efficient at 50% load. Just keep that in mind. So if you buy like a 850 watt power supply at 50% load, you're converting AC to DC most optimally. And then you're getting less optimal conversion at the peak range of the load and the lower range of the load. So that's why you always want to oversize your power supply so you're using it in the comfort zone of the power supply, not at the peak top level.
Good to know.
Yeah, very good to know. Yeah. And also, this is why the rating of the gold, 80 plus gold, or 80 plus platinum, all that matters. Because check this out. If you don't know, you can always go to power supply rating.
You can always ask Google.
Yes, and the Wikipedia is great for this, right? Because it tells you basically, like, if you have an 80 plus gold, that means at 115 volts, you're going to be 90% efficient at 50%. So basically all your efficiency is above 80 plus, right? If you get like an 80 plus platinum, everything is almost around 90%. And if you get an 80 plus titanium, everything is much higher. But you see how these aren't that much better than the gold? That's why I think
3%, 4%.
Right, I think that's why the gold is a sweet spot. Now, the 80 plus silver, you're dropping quite a bit for not much savings. And then the bronze, much less efficiency, but not much saving. The 80 plus whites are usually almost much cheaper, but then you're at 80% efficiency. Now you're spending more money on power that you use to power your computer versus the money you save on the power supply. Because it's only 80% efficient, which means you need to draw a lot of power from your wall only to get 80% of that to your computer. So, and then, but if you go for anything more than 80 plus, it starts to cost a lot more. So that's why I think 80 plus gold is a good sweet spot. So going back to what we have here, this here is the 80 plus gold 750 watt power supply, and it's sweet. It's heavy, dude. This box is heavy. So let's crack it open. Oh man, I don't have an unboxing knife. So
fingernails.
No, as a PC builder, I have a screwdriver. So let's use this. No, screw this casing so we can open it. I hope I don't cut myself on live Amazon.
It's a screwdriver.
Yeah, but I can still cut myself, you know? All right, here we go. Oh, I should
be thick skin about it.
ASMR, ASMR. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I'm not into that kind of thing.
It doesn't give you tingles?
Nope.
Aw, you're no fun. All right, there we go. Oh, the texture of the box is nice. Look, more ASMR.
Oh, you dropped it on the corner. I saw it.
Amazon shipping. All right.
Shame on them.
How do we open this? How do we open this?
There should be opening somewhere.
Ooh, look at this. This is fancy. It opens like this. Whoa, look what we got inside, guys.
I kind of like this type of box. I kind of like this kind of...
Yeah, it's fancy.
Yeah.
It's high-end, luxury. So we got a $50 Steam e-gift. Ooh, what's this? Chance to enter the win. And then we get the manual.
Chance to enter the win.
Yeah, we get the manual. I guess the manual is okay, but I don't know how important a manual is. You just kind of plug it in and use it.
Okay, that's power. If it don't have power, return it. That's pretty much it. And
then there's like the quick installation guide. Well, yeah, you have one cable that plugs to power, one connects to your motherboard, and remember to screw in your power supply.
I don't care what case you buy, right? You only one way to install your power supplies in there.
Yeah, and here's the nice stuff, right?
The genetic ones? So
no. Dude, right? The Velcro says Seasonic on it. I don't know if you can read it. There you go. It's just Seasonic. I don't really
care on it. If it says Jeremy on it, I love it. Or David on it's cool.
Seasonic, man. Seasonic representing a brand. So you got a bunch of zip ties.
We should make fun of those that have our name on it.
We should. Once we're popular enough, people will want it. Now check this out. This is luxury. Well, actually before... what the heck? What was that?
Butterfinger.
What is this? Ooh. Oh, this is a cap. For if we don't want to use a cable and when you cap it off, I think. I don't know. I'll figure out what that is later. We got the normal power cord. This obviously connects to your power supply, then connects to the wall. This is the luxury part right here. Look at this, guys. They put this in a nice bag for us.
What?
Yes.
A bag for power supply?
No, oh, wait, this is not even. This is the cables.
Oh.
Yeah, this is high end, man. This is high end. Dude, I'm edging. Somebody's edging. Yes, edging.
Wait, what? I was gonna say something, but what does edging mean?
I have no idea, but I'm at the edge of my seat trying to open up this. I'm excited.
Oh, that. Okay.
I'm guessing.
I was thinking the other way.
I don't know what he really means or she really means, but to me, edging is at the edge of my seat. But anyway, here we are, opening it up. Ooh.
Oh, it's edging. Ooh. How many cable do we get?
We got a lot of cables. Look at that. There's so many cables. But the cool thing is you don't have to use all of them, right? Because it's fully modular. So you use whatever cable you need. And
do they have extenders?
They are long enough. If you need extenders, you have to buy separately. But they're typically... I
don't know what kind of power supplies I have. I need to add a lot of extender in my case.
Because you think your case is really big? I think you'll be fine. You won't need it. You'll be fine. Yeah, and these are nice because they're all black, so there's not all nasty colors and whatnot. Like let me show you an old power supply I have. I happen to have an old power supply right here. So
actually, I kind of like them different colors, so I know which is which.
No, you don't need to. Well, you know the different colors are not really different color. They're just ugly colors. Because these old power supplies, they don't tell you which is which. Because there's a bunch of yellows, there's a bunch of black, and there's a bunch of red. It doesn't tell you which is which. It's just nasty. This is an old, fully non-modular power supply, right?
Also, why I thought you told me module.
No, this is the old one. This is the old one. I just happen to have this here.
Okay.
So I can tell you what the colors are. You see how old power supplies have these nasty colors? The new one is all black. So it's like very high end. Everything looks really good, right? You don't have nasty color cables coming out of your power supply.
You know how sometimes when you install something and then like 2-3 years later you try to take it apart, you forgot which is which? That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, always have all your bags of cables stored away in a box so you know that you can get access to, because sometimes you'll find like you don't need the cable now, but later on you're like, oh, I need to add another video card. Oh,
I keep
where's
all
the
my
cable
boxes
from? Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Oh, and these are nice ones. Like some of the cables are braided too, or they have this nice. Yeah, look at this. This is so nice. The texture. This is the main one.
That's the main. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This one goes to their motherboard and your graphics card. This one is sweet.
How long is it?
It's decent. It's good length. Yeah, I mean for most computer cases this is fine. If you need to, you can always extend it. And I love that it's all black and it has really nice sleeving. It's a really nice sleeve. Oh, if you want to, another cool thing about fully modular power supply is you can buy aftermarket cables. If you want like flat ribbon cables, you want RGB cable, you want color coded like black and some red theme to match your color, your case design, you can get anything. Once your power supply is fully modular, that's the benefit.
Ooh. Okay, so more reasons.
You don't even need to use these cables are included, but if you want to, you got all these other cables for video cards and whatnot, all in here. Tons of cables. So we'll put this aside, and we haven't even got to the cream of the crop yet, right? Because this is the prize piece here.
The jewel.
It's heavy. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Let me clean up the table. So
I'm only seeing foams right now.
I know. So. I'm cleaning up the table so we can focus on this. All right. Top layer. Ooh, now we get the bag. Look at that bag.
Seasonic.
Yes. Look at the bottom. Oh, yes. Oh, man.
It's not that big.
It's not. They're all standard size. They're standard ATX size. Ooh, look at that. There's a fully
that's nice.
Modular ATX power supply. This one is 750 watt. And this is fully modular right there.
Just focus, okay? Focus, man.
Yeah, we're focusing on the Focus brand. Oh, and the fan looks nice. Look at that. It's got a nice grill on it.
Do you ever have to clean this fan?
You should clean your computer and blow the dust every year or so, maybe 2 years at the latest. Oh, even this part it has a label on it, so that you can peel off the protective coating when you're ready to install it, so it doesn't get scratched. Nice. Oh, there's a hybrid fan mode here. I don't know if you can see it. You see that switch? Hybrid fan mode. So the hybrid fan mode is pretty cool too. I'll show you what that is right here on the computer. So remember how we said if you use between 0 to 30% load, it's fanless mode? And between 30 to 50% mode, it starts spinning quietly. Silent. So guess what happens if you're using 30% power supply, 30% load, 29%, 31%, 29%, 28, 32. Guess what's happening?
It automatically puts you in silent mode?
No, your fan runs and then stops. Then it runs and then it stops, right? If you're bouncing between like 28%, then you go to 32%, then you go back to 27%. You know what I'm saying? So if you're right around this edge here, you're kind of always on, off, on, off, on, off. And that could be annoying and that can be bad for the power supply. So in the case where you're using very low power, then you can push this hybrid cooling mode, and basically it extends this silent curve all the way here. So it's always silent up to 50%, then it starts to ramp up. So there's no fanless mode. And I think I prefer that if I'm using really low load between around 30%, because I don't want my fan to like kick on, turn off, kick on, turn off. I'd rather it spin constantly, silently, because that increases the life of your fan versus wearing it out a lot if you're constantly going on and off, if that makes sense. Yes?
Wait, which one do you don't know it? I'm reading Amazon customers' comment.
Oh shoot! I'm not even showing.
I'm
not even showing the screen. I'm so sorry. I wasn't showing the screen. So let me read the comment.
Oh, the hybrid mode thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right, the hybrid mode thing. So I'm so sorry that I wasn't sharing my screen earlier, but you know, if you remember here, this is silent mode starts here, and fanless mode is here. So if you're at like 28% load and maybe 32%, you keep it bouncing between 28 and 32%, then pretty much the fan goes from off to like spinning, off, spin, and that kind of degrades the life of your power supply fan. So rather than turning it off, I'd rather just have silent mode all the way to 0% load. So that way it's
I see.
Yeah, so it's always silent.
Kind of more like a manual control it rather than it.
But it still ramps up when you're above 50%. So that's pretty cool about the hybrid mode. And the hybrid mode is just a switch here that you can switch. I don't know if you can see it very well. I gotta cover my eyes so I can focus. Right there.
But you won't know how many percent you're using until you actually get your normal workflow going, and then you can kind of monitor if you want to keep it on hybrid mode or not. Then.
Yeah, but you can also know by going to for example, I like to use Be Quiet's website, and I can just go to power supply calculator, and it's really cool because the calculator will help me figure out what kind of power supply I would need for my installation. For example, like our machine that we're building here, we're using an AMD machine, and we're using an AM4 socket set, and we're using the Ryzen 9 3950, which is even faster than this one. So we have to keep in mind that this one doesn't have the 3950. So the 3950 uses a little bit more power, maybe, but just like have a little headroom for that. Graphics card, we have one graphics card. We're using an NVIDIA, and we're using the 2070 Super in our build. So not the top of the line one, but pretty darn good for even up to 1440p. We're probably not using USB for transmission of power. Like, you know, if you're using it to power your monitor or you're powering your laptop, we're just not using that. We're planning to overclock our GPU and CPU? Probably not, because we want it to work reliably. SATA drive, you're probably going to have about 4 of those. No, actually SATA drive we have none, but PAT drive we have 4. RAM we probably have 6, because you're going to get 64 gig of RAM in your machine. It's going to be crazy. Fans, we're going crazy. We're going to have like 8 fans. Water cooling, we're going to have 1 pump and 3 fans. So we calculate that, and what do we need? They're recommending us ultimately a 750 watt power supply. We're probably going to be using
66%
of the load. Yeah. So
we do have a 750 watt.
Yes, exactly. That's why we went for the 750. So we're going to be at 6. Yes. So we're going to be at 66% load. So right around here, and that's pretty much close to optimal, and it's going to be running in pretty quiet fan mode. So that's ideal.
Sweet.
Yes, it is sweet. So yeah, that's the power supply we have here. What else can we show about this one? Yes, there's also different options that we have. There's a 750, which is what we got. It's not in stock right now, but you guys can get the 850 watt because that's in stock for $139. Now, this is the retail price, but trust me, it's hard to find these even in retail price because of our current health pandemic. They're sold out everywhere. Even if you order right now, they won't be in stock until August 10th. So order now, and it'll ship out as soon as it's in stock. But if you don't order now, it might never come back in stock. You might never get a chance to get it because by the time you want it, it'll keep moving this date forward. Because trust me, it's hard to get these in stock. In fact, if you want the 750 watt, you can't get it right now because it's not in stock. You can't even order it. And of course, the 850 watt is just more of the good stuff, right? It's got the 10-year warranty. It's silent, fanless mode. It's fully modular. And it's the 80 plus gold. So good stuff from a good manufacturer, Seasonic power supply, and comes with all the good stuff that we just unboxed here. So really nice power
this
supply.
Is the 850.
Yeah, this is the 850, which exactly looks like the 750.
Which is still not in stock until August 10th.
Yeah, but at least you can order it. The 750, you can't order it at all.
Oh.
You just can't order it. I forgot to mention that if you look carefully on the power supply, it has very nice quality paint. It's very thick, I don't know what it's called. It's like enamel paint. And this stuff won't scratch, or at least won't scratch very easily. Because if you buy some cheap power supply and as you install it through the case, you'll scratch it up pretty good. It's like, dang it looks ugly. Also, one nice thing I noticed is that a lot of cases, when you install the power supply, you usually see the side of the power supply these days. And the nice thing about the side of this power supply is that it looks good. There's no sticker. It says Subsonic with this big V and focus, right? It looks good. Even on this side, whichever side you install it, it looks good. It doesn't have a nasty yellow sticker that some power supply does. Let me see if my old one has it.
You still all a new one. I have some really old one. It's not black, it's silver.
Yeah, that too. That's even worse. So this one, you see how the old power supply, I have this nasty sticker on the side, as well as this side. It just looks ugly. And when you install it on a nice case where you have a window that you can see the power supply, you don't want to see this ugly
they don't
sticker.
Expect you to show inside the computer.
Exactly. But even right now, if you buy cheap power supply, they do still have the sticker and they still look ugly. Which is why with Seasonic, no sticker and it looks nice. It looks really nice. See, look at that design. If you can get the focus, it's really nice. On this side, fully modular side, and this side also looks very clean with no nasty stickers. The only stickers on top, and even this sticker looks good. It's a very centered. The color looks very nice. It doesn't distract. It's not like an ugly yellow sticker or anything like that. Plus, on top of the power supply, usually covered by your case anyway. So really sweet. I'm loving it. It looks great. High quality power supply from Seasonic. Highly recommend this power supply. Now, if you want to go for something cheaper, I believe in the link below, you might, whoa, we're getting lots of stars. Stars. Keep clicking the stars, guys. If you like this video, click the stars.
Who's clicking my stars?
There we go. Look at that. We got power supply flying all over. Yes. So you can get the cheaper one too. You can also get the 550 watt power supply, same exact thing that we're talking about here. The 550 watt power supply is also in stock. Let me click link to it right below so you guys can see. For the savings, I'd rather spend another $30 and get the 850 watt power supply, because if you guys are thinking about getting the upcoming GPUs that are coming out in the next few months, like the RTX 3080, that thing is rumored to draw like 400 to 500 watts of power for the graphics card alone. So it's gonna be a lot of power. And same with the the AMD variety of graphics card. They're gonna draw crazy amount of powers. So I would not recommend the 550 watt power supply, but if you're on a budget and you know you need just 550 watt, you can get the cheaper one. It's in stock too. But guys, get the 850 if you're gonna game. You're gonna want the extra headroom. When you upgrade your you upgrade your graphics card, you upgrade your CPU, or you add a capture card because if you want to stream your games, or you want to add more RAM, because RAM uses power too, or you want to add more hard drives.
I wonder what games out there that need that newest graphics card to play.
Basically, any game that you want to play in 4K, you need a 4K and ray tracing. Then you need the newest graphics card. Because right now, ray tracing is really a luxury thing that you can only use at 1080.
It's only one or two games actually had that way now.
Yeah. Yep, we got some messages. Yes, powder coating. That's right. The powder coating on this, that's the word I was looking for. It's really sweet. And yeah, Felipe says, big load. Yeah, this thing's can handle a big load. And at 50% load, you're at maximum efficiency. And then we got another comment here. It says, the AMD Homo blowjob 680 XT come is great. What?
Where do you see that comment? I don't see that one.
It's on our YouTube. But yeah, the 680 XT is going to be amazing AMD graphics card. It's also going to use a lot of power too. So that's why if you're planning to put that kind of huge power supply in your computer, go for the GX-850. Don't go for the GX-550 because you want the extra headroom. I mean, I'm kind of jealous of anyone that gets the GX-850 because the one that Jeremy and I got, we got the GX-750, which we think is good for our workload because we're not gaming in 4K yet. We're still probably using 1080p. And at 1080p...
Well, we're planning for streaming, even though we're going to game for 4K. We can't stream 4K anyway, so it's no point.
Yes. Well, technically we could stream 4K, but it just uses a lot more bandwidth. And with the older computer, I couldn't stream at 4K. But with the new computer we're building for you, Jeremy, with the AMD 3950X 16-core, 32-thread processor with a 2070 Super NVIDIA RTX graphics card, we can do 4K streaming, but we probably still don't want to use RTX graphics on there. That's why, sorry, ray tracing. That's why you probably want the super high-end upcoming graphics card if you want to do 4K with ray tracing. That's where you need it. Yep. And then Felipe just jumped over from Amazon. Hey, stay on Amazon too. Watch us on both platforms. Yeah, because we need some stars on Amazon. Also, like the video on our YouTube. Thank you so much. And then Audrey says, I'm jealous of my wife's boyfriend. She gets to get rail, and I have to take care of his kids while he rails my wife. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Speechless.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But hey, if you buy a power supply, the cool thing about the Seasonic is that it has a single rail for your 12 volts. You know, cheaper power supplies have dual rails, and you have to kind of balance between the load on the different rails. But this one, it has one rail, so don't even worry about it. Just plug in all your appliances and you get maximum efficiency through that one rail because it's a very efficient single rail. If that's what Audrey is getting at in terms of railing, I hope so.
You hope.
Yeah. So in terms of the features, this is an ATX power supply, so it fits all the case size. Just make sure you know that. Oh yeah, your case is humongous. And your case can probably fit 2 of these. I think your case can handle 2 computers in that case.
Tower.
Yeah, it's big. It might even have a provision to handle 2 computers in one case. Maybe.
Should I try?
Mine does, but it's probably not efficient because when you do that, you have to get a very special power supply that has. No. We're not getting into that. But also the one thing to know is that this power supply isn't the most shallow. It's 140 millimeters deep. So make sure you measure the power supply spot you have in your case to make sure it fits this one. But it should fit in most cases.
Most cases.
Oh, yes. I should also mention the high quality components, solid performance and stable output. You want a good quality power supply from a good manufacturer because they have good quality components. Good quality components last longer, they run cooler, so they don't generate heat, and the most important thing is
all right.
They don't make noise.
Have this question. I was gonna ask earlier, but I don't want to disrupt.
Sure.
So you know how there's like pre-built computers, right?
Yes.
Like Dell.
Yes.
Who else build computers right now? Dell, Alienware. What
HP.
else? You know some of those. HP.
Yep.
So and then there's also people out there, shops that help you custom build PC.
Yes.
And then you own PC.
Yes.
How you view all this 3 different view? I mean, obviously, when you buy a pre-built PC, just like you said, high quality components, right? They probably won't give you all high quality components. No,
they do not. If you know how to build, okay. So here's the catch: if you buy a pre-built computer, and they build the exact computer that you want, they will make it cheaper than if you bought your own parts. But you have to really know what parts they're putting in there and make sure that those parts are exactly what you want, no more and no less, because you're wasting money if they give you something more than you need or something less that you have to upgrade later on anyway, like slower RAM, or if they have a graphics card that's too fast that you don't need, then you're spending more money. But if it's a right spec that you want, guess what? It's cheaper because they have, again, the economy of scale. They can buy a bunch of these parts and put together computers in a factory. You don't have to waste time putting your computer together. You don't have to deal with some of the components that you put together don't work, or maybe you're trying to build them all together, and by the time that you have all the parts together, you put your computer together, the return period is out for like the motherboard or the graphics card, right? You get all your computer put together, built by somebody with full warranty, shipped to your house. So there's benefit of that, and it costs less if it has the full spec you're looking for. But other than that, you're better off building your own because you can get the best quality.
It also varies, right? Like, for example, for us, we need to work on like Photoshop, Lightroom, and then as well, we need the stream.
Right.
And we play games, so we need a high spec than normal, right? So we try to get high quality components so that we could able to squeeze out as much juice and power as possible.
Yes.
But then majority of people basically they only do 2 things: either web processing,
or web browsing and game.
That's then basically any computer out there can do that job. Even an iPhone can do that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So those people don't really care, but they need they just need the cheap, affordable ones.
But there's two pre-builts too. There's pre-built by a manufacturer that uses proprietary parts, and there's pre-built from a company that uses off-the-shelf parts. Okay. So if you use like a Dell computer, they have an Alienware case. So everything is very modular. For example, the power supply, it's not even a standard power supply. You have to use their own power supply.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't even think about upgrading.
Yeah, so it's very difficult to upgrade. And plus, they give you the minimal power supply enough to run all the components in there. If you want to upgrade your graphics card, then you need to also find a replacement
buying one
power
of those
supply.
Dell HP computer is kind of like buying yourself a console playing games. Yes. So eventually, when they become new console, you have to forget about old one and then buy yourself a new console. And same thing goes to PC is there was an other day like Windows, Microsoft always can't support that anymore. You can buy yourself a new computer.
Exactly.
Much. While if you build your computers and you know how, and let's say your VGA card is not good enough, you just upgrade that one components.
Yes. Yeah, and also that's true too with the pre-built computers that use aftermarket parts too. So there are companies that will do exactly what we're doing to pre-build them, but they buy it in mass and they sell it as like a pre-built computer. With those computers, all the components are fully modular because they're off-the-shelf parts like a power supply, motherboards, and everything. So
do you think the Alienware computer has like high quality components in there?
No.
Or just no? It just looks good.
It looks good and it's very well built because they engineered the heck out of everything. Like the water cooling system, they designed the case, looks really good. And
have you seen that gaming laptop and how freaking huge
it's heavy? It is? Yeah. It's not ideal. I mean, gaming on a laptop is not ideal in general because you're trying to do something that needs a lot of cooling on a very small computer that has no cooling or very little cooling. So it's not ideal. But it still works. With Alienware, they are squeezing out every bit of performance in all those parts. So they're using the cheapest parts to get away with it. Like the motherboard has just enough cache to work with your CPUs. They have just enough cooling to not overheat. Right? They're using like the bottom end components to make sure it works. But together, it works well because they tested everything to work together. So that's kind of the nice thing about it. Whereas when you're building stuff together, building stuff with off-the-shelf components, you have to buy good quality parts because they also have to now work with other parts. Like your RAM has to be good quality to work with your motherboard because they're usually not always tested for each other. But if you buy high quality this and high quality that, then they're probably going to work together, right?
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
Thank you both. I know you're an Apple fanboy.
Yes.
So how do you see about that in the Apple, say, iMac or the Mac Pro?
Okay, so Apple is great for certain things like video editing, graphics editing, because they have a nicer user interface. But the two things that actually three things that Apple aren't good at is streaming. They are not good at streaming because the streaming software isn't that powerful and they don't really utilize the components very well. It's because the OS locks it down. Secondly, gaming. If you're gaming on Apple computer,
there's no game built for Mac.
There's no game built for it, basically. And pretty much you have to use Boot Camp to game on a Mac. But if you're using Boot Camp to game on a Mac, you're pretty much using those components as is. But you can never compare components between a PC and Mac because Mac always has much weaker components than PCs.
No. I wasn't comparing PC. I'm just saying that when they put that nice looking iMac,
right?
Mac, what kind of quality components are they using?
Oh, they're using decent quality components on their iMac. On the Mac Pro,
even for the $8,000 Mac Pro,
those are good components. Those are server grade components. They're much better components than we are building with. They are the components that are designed
$8,000.
Yes. The funny thing is, at that price range, those Mac Pros are actually well priced. Unless you get ripped off by buying the RAM, because those components are very expensive if you buy them separately, and if you buy those components and build a computer together to be equivalent to the Mac Pro, it's more expensive than buying the Mac Pro. but only at the pro level. But no one buys those pro level equipment unless you're building a server. So it's kind of an overkill. But that's what Mac Pro line is.
But if you're building a server, a lot of people basically still use PC to build a server over a Mac.
Well, we're talking, yes, but we're talking about server grade components that you want to use in a workstation that can run like Final Cut Pro or Mac proprietary software. But again, so Mac, they don't do well with streaming, they don't do well with gaming, and they don't do well with like rendering with Blender and some of the more intensive graphics rendering software, just because it's not native in their platform. So yeah, I mean, I have a Mac. I love my Mac, but when it's time for gaming, which is what we do, and time for streaming, which is what we do a lot now, that's why we're building a PC, because
we have a lot of comments on over at Amazon.
Yes. Amazon comments, because it's also 9:31 p.m. in your area. I know you're also on the West Coast. Oh yes, looking at my clock right there.
Ooh,
that's right, we are West Coast. Yeah, triangulating. Check this out, a shot in the dark, Monrovia, California. Pretty close, pretty close. We are in the Bay Area, so San Francisco area.
Well,
right? Yep, that's a good guess. And
6 hours away.
Yeah. Amazon customer says, don't apply commercial prices to consumer stuff. They're sold exclusively to make money, and it's the cost of entrance. Yes, exactly. Yeah, if we're talking about commercial stuff, there's commercial stuff is more about quality over price. Like when you're building like commercial, industrial grade.
Stable to do the things that they need to do. Like, most of the time they need to probably rent out the server to other people, so they just need to work.
Yeah, they need to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and be resilient to like power sparks, power outage, or like spikes in the power wave. Yeah, and then the memory has dual memory checking, ECC buffering. So there's extra bits in there that checks all the memory so that there's no wrong memory bits, and it's just crazy how much extra security, extra redundancy they have in those hardware. But
Amazon customer really well. It's like downtime is far more expensive than the $8,000.
Exactly that. Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about just regular consumable parts here for consumers. We're building a basic Ryzen 9 3950. If you want to go more high end, you can get a Ryzen or AMD Threadripper, or if you want to go even high end, more than that, you can get the AMD EPIC chip, right? Those are server grade chips that have tons of cores, designed to run 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year with zero downtime. So that's not our category that we're working on right now. So any other comments here? Audie says, my wife only has a stable output for her other men. Yeah, you gotta make sure you have good power supply, my friend. You want to get that stable output, so when you're gaming, it doesn't spike or take you down. I hope I answer your question. You might be alluding to some other type of discussion. I'm sorry that your situation is difficult. I hope you get a lot of help with that, but that's not what this channel is about. This is more about computer building, and the rails that we're talking about is in the power supply, my friend. And the outputs we're talking about is your PC output for your monitor so that you can game with your input, which is your keyboard and mouse. All right, we're talking about fully modular cables in here, easy to install. You get a bunch of cables. Again, we got to talk about the high quality components again, because we kind of stepped away from it really quick. The reason why, no worries. The reason why you want a high quality component in a power supply is because those components are high quality, so they run at a lower temperature. They don't get hot and they last a lot longer. Plus, the more important thing is, you see how they have shielding? Not only are the components high quality, but they're shielded, which means they don't have electronic buzz and annoying electric whine in these power supply. When you buy cheap power supply, over time it might have some interference with your lights, and they might have bzzz whines, or the fans start not working well and it's making a large whine or hum on it. So high quality components, they go a long way, especially with a Seasonic power supply like this one that has a 10-year warranty. You know it's gonna last at least 10 years and it's gonna probably outlast 10 years. So this one will outlast your computer for sure. You're gonna upgrade to your next computer and you're probably still gonna use this power supply. That's why I think I mean, it makes absolutely no sense to buy a cheap power supply. You should buy the best one your money can allow because it's gonna last a very, very long time, for sure. So we can take a look at, we got about another 5 minutes. So if you have questions or comments, Jeremy, let me know. Oh,
do you ever have like a power supply with die coil wind?
I've had. Yeah, cheap computers. I think my current
like way back, like really old ones.
No, I think well, I guess this is old too. My current gaming machine right now is about 10 years old. And the fan starts to make, it's not the computer whine, but the fan is starting to click, 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 click making annoying fan noises.
Oh.
And with the power supply fan, technically you can change it, but it's not safe to change it because there are capacitors inside a power supply that do not open it. Pretty much you can die with the charge in the power supply. So don't open it. And that's why I just want a fan that works and works really well. Especially with this one. Remember, this one has like the hybrid system. So at 0 to 30% load, it's silent. At 30 to 50% load, it's very silent, right? You can barely hear it. It's just spinning. And then only up above 50% load, it starts cooling. And at those rates, it's still very quiet because these are very high-end power supply with high-quality components that don't generate a lot of heat. You have a very high-quality fan that doesn't spin very fast, but it's still very efficient at cooling the power supply.
So here's a follow-up question. You see how on the screen right now?
Yes.
There's, say, it's the top 5 best gaming power supplies, right?
Yes.
So a lot of the times that the vendors use gaming supplies, talk about certain things, right?
Yeah.
But does it really matter?
No.
The powerful supplies and the gaming supplies, they're just using different terms to attract people that, oh, I need to build myself a gaming machine, so I need to buy myself a gaming power supply. Yes. But in fact, it doesn't make that much difference.
I think the only difference is it has RGB fan inside.
All right. That's why I'm saying, like, why not? I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Amazon customer is okay. Bye. Thanks for dropping by.
Yes.
Thank you for all the comments, man.
Yes.
That's
awesome. Thank you for checking out the stream. I hope you find it helpful. We enjoy your company. Take care. Take it easy yourself. Thanks for stopping by. And before he left, he said, he or she said, I actually never had a power supply without coil whine. Laughing out loud. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, I mean, the coil whine is always there. If you listen to it really carefully, you can hear it. But it's minimal in the Seasonic one, especially the A+ unit. Yep, for sure.
Anyway, back to this gaming thing. So it's the RGB fan, pretty much it. Power-wise, stable-wise, it's probably the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. In fact,
but then, is it possible that, let's say, for the power supplies, let's say Seasonic, right? We can open up and change to a RPG fans.
You could, but you lose your warranty when you open this.
Oh, then I don't want to do that.
Yes.
Oh wait, yes, like 10-year warranty, right?
Yeah, you have 10-year warranty.
I don't want to mess that up.
No, and if you want case fans, just put as many case fans as you want. Don't replace the really high-end fan in your Seasonic power supply. No, I'm telling people. No, I'm not telling you, but I'm telling people. Like there's really no reason to replace this with a RGB fan because this fan is really. It has a purpose and it has a profile that fits the power supply really well. So, and it's designed for efficient cooling, longevity, and quietness. So you don't want to replace it with a cheap RGB fan because typical RGB fans aren't that high quality, especially not.
You know how for those people like including us that we build on PC.
Yeah.
You know, we would feel like we could customize everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes we went overboard and say, you know what, I gotta make this be me, and then do that sort of thing.
You could, but don't recommend it, especially on Seasonic, because number one, you can kill yourself. Capacitors are really high capacitors. I mean, I'm not joking. You can die. This is here. Let me read this for you. Cautious, hazardous voltage inside. Do not open this power supply unit. To be serviced by trade professionals only. No user serviceable components inside. That's BS, but yeah, technically they're saying that to save there, but But yeah, don't open this. Number one, it's dangerous, and number two, you lose a warranty because in order to get to the fan, you have to break the seal. Let me zoom in on the seal for you. I don't know if you can see that little seal right there. Boom. Right? You see that Seasonic seal? Yeah. If you take that, if you open that, they're not gonna warrant your warranty anymore.
All right, man. I think we only have like few
seconds left.
Actually, few seconds left.
Yes. So, any questions, Jeremy? Anything to wrap it up? Any comments there?
One last one.
Yes.
What made them come up with the name Seasonic? It doesn't make sense to me.
Seasonic.
What does that mean?
I think there's just an old name that it's just still around because they've been around name origin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna search that.
Yeah? I'm curious now. The Seasonic, the history of Seasonic, it was founded by more than 40 years ago and has inadvertently led to the establishment of the Seasonic name. Why? We're gonna find out in 5 seconds.
You know about the other brands, ViewSonic, right?
Yeah.
It kind of ViewSonic. It
makes sense, but why C, right?
C, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it tells us Seasonic history was founded 40 years ago by engineers. Since its early beginning, the company has rigorously maintained its focus on the research, right? There's the word C in there. Development and production of technology advanced, high-quality products. In 1981, Seasonic expanded into the production of PC power supplies to become one of the first manufacturers in this market. The first ones, man. Soon after that, the manufacture of high-quality and performance PC power supply became the core identity of Seasonic. So we don't really know.
Still doesn't answer the question.
Yeah. Maybe from research. Research, there's C in research, right?
No.
No.
You went too far with that one. No.
Okay.
That doesn't even work.
Anyway, that's a wrap for this video.
That's a wrap. Yep.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys order your power supply. Get the 850 watt because it's in stock. The one we have is a 750 watt, but they're all the same. Just make sure to get the GX series because that's fully modular, 80 plus gold, 10-year warranty by Seasonic, and good stuff. All right. So thank you for watching. Stay healthy. Take care. Yes, and thank you for all your comments and liking the videos and following us. And wish you all a great night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. See you guys. Signing out. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Signing out on other platforms. Signing out. Bye.